I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. Baby, you can count on me now. When you're falling down, 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 I will find the light in your soul, I'll be there. Leaving you alone is the hardest, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own.
Well, good evening, one and all. Sorry for what is turned into a massive, massive delay tonight, as a lot of chaos has ensued here at WCU Esports. Tech difficulties, delayed arrivals, a lot of mess happening. But we're working on getting things set up here for your Mountaineer Slate Overwatch team, only on their second played series of the year, same as their opponents, Southwestern Minnesota State Mustangs. Should be a good one. We'll see what happens later on, but for now, we're going to take a sec to step away, just giving you guys a small update with things being absolutely chaotic here at the esports arena in Colorado Hall. But we'll take a step away for just a moment, like I said, as we try and get things set up, ready to go, and we'll be back in once the action starts.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for
no brain. Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I find somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you finding, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the...
Alrighty, well, we are so close to being underway here in Gunnison, Colorado. Oh my gosh, Pugsy, it's a
It's a little bit of a hectic day, but we're getting it situated. The game's gonna be played.
game will be played. So we do see a wild band coming from Southwest Minnesota State as well, but we'll get to that in a second. We will be heading to Ilios for the control. WCU picking that one. No, I mean, they've done their research. They know that picking Ilios is the smarter option. Part of the team isn't the biggest fan of Lijiang, and knowing Southwest Minnesota, they have experience this semester with Samoa as their primary map. So we would rather not play them in that control method as much as possible. So instead, we will be choosing to play Ilios, the third and only other option there in control. But taking a look at bans, it's gonna be a hectic one. We see Roadhog getting banned by WCU. I think that's the correct choice. Roadhog on Ilios is a terrifying nightmare. But Southwest Minnesota, with probably the single most interesting counter ban, they banned Lucio, which that one has a lot of passive healing, and getting boops into the middle of Ilios is key for success. But finally,
We are underway, and WCU and South Minnesota have started their game.
oh my goodness. This right here, by the way, is why they ban Lucio. That hole. So Lucio can boot people in there, knock them down, and they can, that's just instant death.
Yeah.
That's why Roadhog is also banned, especially with all the edges on the map. The other big thing to consider here is Lucio can climb back out of that.
Yeah.
Lucio gets wall ride, which is just an insane matchup. But taking a look now, we're going to start with Southwest Minnesota today. Starting with their tank, it's going to be Hyena, who's going to be playing Orisa. And looking at their DPS, we see Venture in I Just Exist. We see Farah in Fate's Wrath, which is terrifying. But the reads from WCU on point, as we see Juno Kiri as the healers. For the Mountaineers, though, we're going to see Toast popping up with some Lifeweaver. We're going to see Snarky Goblin, debut appearance for WCU, by the way, as Moira.
Yeah, Snarky.
Google going to be playing Sigma, then Bastion and Symmetra. An interesting choice on the Symmetra for sure. But I think the big thing here is WCU just wanting to have a very fun night. Really just wanting to make sure they enjoy playing the game as a group is the big thing here. As we enter this first big team fight, a lot of just back and forth. WCU a little more worse for wear as Game Apple gets picked off very early in this one. So does Toast. And now the Mountaineers down a tank or a support and a DPS. They're about to be down a second their second support. They're down their second DPS. So now it's all Google, who is about to get shredded by Southwest Minnesota State. And WCU will have to reset.
As South Minnesota gathers control of this control point. I think we need to see WCU gather more as a team. Take down this one tank. Make sure he gets out of the way. Don't let anything get behind you. Yeah.
One of the interesting things here, too, that I know about our Mountaineers tonight is they are very... I think they're the single most controller-heavy team I've ever seen from a Mountaineer roster, aside from Rocket League. A lot of players here using controllers as their primary control method, as opposed to mouse-keyboard, which is very common in a game like Overwatch, Valorant, etc., etc. We see two of the Mountaineers following Spoon and Toast. Weeks past being the healing combination of those two. Right now getting picked off as WCU trying to find a way to get some ults online as almost all of Southwest Minnesota is on top with their ults. Kiri and Juno, the two that won't have it, but not necessarily the worst for the Mustangs. We're going to see Sigma Flux could be a pivotal Flux coming out here in a moment. Ooh, huge from Google. Finds one, finds two. But Google in a 1 versus 3 right now. Not a place that you want to be. As the Mountaineers need to reset. But with just a fair... Oh, I was going to say with just a Farah and an Orisa online. But I think that they have... Is that a Juno sitting in the back? No, it's a Venture
And he just
knocking off...
booped him.
Booping Game Apple off the side. Exactly why you would choose to ban Lucio. But I just exist that Venture being a damaging threat to the Mountaineers. And we see Google playing onto Diva. And this is fun fight territory. The Mountaineers need to win this one. Huge life grip coming out. But, oh my gosh, a triple kill on the Mountaineers. We're in overtime. But that is going to be a team kill to end map 1 of it. And remember, Control is a best of 3 map. Right, so first map on Ilios goes to Southwest Minnesota. That's nothing to be too worried about, though, because each map has its benefits and deficits. This is one where I'm a little confused about why you would ban the Lucio. So Lucio, with the speed and with the agility, sure, can get back, but it's not something that you typically see as a ban on Ilios, as this is the real only place that you can utilize that boop effectively is on this side to knock people off the edge. And we might see Venture trying to go for a couple of those here. The main control point, right in the middle, not necessarily a place that Lucio is going to be the most effective.
So it was only for that first
It's
round.
really only the map that we just saw, which sometimes you don't even get to see. See what the Mountaineers can do. Game Apple popping over to Junkrat, trying to find a difference for his team. We see the Mauga coming out from Hyena. Widowmaker from Fate's Wrath. Same supports, the same Venture.
With Google being doubled right now. WCU trying to get a push on this control point.
There's a lot of the Mountaineers really going for it. Barely missing that health pack is Google. And now it's going to be Game Apple and Toast alive for the Mountaineers. Trying to just cause as much havoc as possible. But it's going to be tough. As Game Apple stays just barely alive. WCU needing to get a massive push here, but Southwest Minnesota, that is a severe force the Mountaineers are facing now. But Snarky Goblin falling first in this fight. WCU all fairly low at the moment. There's 2 quick picks onto the Mountaineers. Could have been something huge from Google there, but couldn't quite get the pick that they needed to. Now it's Toast and Google trying to stay alive. Toast about to get picked off. Google gets shredded. Now the Mountaineers in a rough spot, not quite at any of their ults. The only one coming out soon is going to be Tree from Lifeweaver. Whereas Widow has already burned through hers in the way of the Mustangs.
WCU trying to get something rolling now.
I do like the idea for the Symmetra here, except the Symmetra getting shredded. That's not quite what I was thinking would happen, but I do agree with that pick from Spoon, but just didn't quite work out that time around, as WCU really needs to get something going here, as the Mustangs are trying to fully get the Mountaineers staggered. And the Mountaineers are going to be desperately staggered. And they have to get a touch here. 95%. So it has to be Game Apple, but not able to do so. Map 1 going to go in favor, or Game 1 going to go in favor of the Mustangs. Don't quite know what's going on with the play of the game there, but we will let you know. But I Just Exist as Venture going to be getting that play of the game. Which, it's no wonder to see why. It was fantastic play from I Just Exist there. But we're going to just exist here in the background as we wait for map number 2 to be determined, bans to be determined, but we'll be back in just a moment with that one.
Gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side, no. You did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed. A life destroyed.
my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do
Well, we're getting ready for game 2. Esperanza the pick. The band's going to be Sigma as the band that Southwest Minnesota asked for, and it was Venture that the Mountaineers requested be banned. Very, very interesting alignment there. We'll see. We'll see in just a moment here what the teams pick. Okay, Spoon going to be on May. I like that choice, honestly. But then we've also got Game Apple on Bastion, Google on Diva, Snarky back onto Lucio, Toe staying with Lifeweaver. But we will see Cassidy and Reaper, as well as Wrecking Ball and Baptiste. Almost a full lineup change coming from Southwest Minnesota. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how these two team comps line up with one another. It really, at this point, boils down to who is going to be the team ready to go. But that Wrecking Ball extending very quick, but going to be escaping very well.
Making a lot of noise.
And trying to target that back line. Really looking to try and pick off Toast.
As Toast runs.
He stays alive.
Gets the rotation off.
Gets the life grip as well to keep, I believe that was Game Apple, alive. Now the Mountaineers really looking for something. But it's a great team fight to start things out here. Spoon, the first to fall in this fight, but that's not to be a deterministic factor yet. I think that Game Apple might be the next to fall. If they are, but they find Cassidy in exchange. WCU could still very well end up on top in this fight. Solid fight as well from the Mountaineers. A tough spot to be in. That Reaper going to be fading away. And Toast staying alive. Oh my gosh. Flinging to life, but just barely. And Spoon almost gets taken out. It's kept alive by Toast. But I Just Exist backlining now. As Snarky falls as well. So does Google and Toast. It's all Game Apple.
And Game Apple to fall to Fate's wrath.
It is a team kill in the way of Southwest Minnesota. But that damage isn't looking too bad for the Mountaineers. Just a little difficult at the moment. The healing, though, from the Mountaineers is massive. We do see Spoon swapping over to Farah, trying to cause some issues. Fates finds Toast immediately. Hyena finding Spoon as well. Divamon coming out from Google now, or Google Me Now. Not going to find anybody, though. That remake also not going to get anyone. And WCU with only 3 ults online compared to all 5 of Southwest Minnesota.
As we see a heavy push from Southwest Minnesota now.
And they've unlocked that forward respawn point, meaning they can get back into the fray just that much quicker, which makes it very difficult in WCU's area, or for WCU. But Google getting chased down by this tank, or by this Wrecking Ball.
As we see a close quarter scuffle. Game Apple to go down.
You know, it's just Spoon and Google trying to stay alive.
trying to put this pressure on this offense. Back them away a little bit.
But Google going to be backlining as a tank. Not something you typically see. But the defense matrix going to fall very quick as Google tries to just play skirt around the Wrecking Ball. But Reaper Blossom going to find 3. That Immo field keeping Hyena alive. But that was a quick end to what was a very, very slow start, or to a very tight, hard-fought start. Game 2 will go to SMSU. And I Just Exist going to have that play of the game once again. Not just existing tonight, as they are making a difference for their team. And I'll take a step away once again as we get ready for map 3 in this best of 5 series. WCU down 0-2.
Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Suck me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lumps inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but at heart, in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun.
Well, here we are, game 3, and a tactical ban coming from WCU here on Eichenwald. WCU going to be defending first on the left. They banned the Juno. Obviously, that Juno becoming a major issue start to finish.
I mean, just a lot of noise coming from this Juno. And I mean, if you're WCU, you want to silence it.
The big thing here is that Juno is just nonstop. It's always just spray into the crowd, because if you get the hits, you are then when you get your hits with Juno, it is automatically registered as heals or damage depending on who you hit. Heals for allies, damage to enemies, and that Juno, one of the healers that Western really didn't want to see here on Eichenwald, because that speed and possession can be just devastating to deal with. But we're going to see Mauga, Baptiste, Brigitte, Reaper, and Farah for SMSU. We will see Symmetra, Bastion, Roadhog, Lucio, and Ana for the Mountaineers. That Reaper almost falling immediately. WCU could be finding themselves in a great position to hold this start of Eichenwald. Mountaineers playing very smart for at least the moment, trying to play patient and set themselves up for a good
Google
possession.
ticking down,
Ooh.
and we see Google first one, or Anonymous first one to fall.
And we see it two either way. That Farah becoming an issue for the Mountaineers to deal with. It's going to be Snarky Goblin trying to stay alive on point with Spoon running around. It's now just Snarky Goblin who gets shredded. So that point possession will go for SMSU as the Mountaineers slowly make their way forward again. I love that idea for the Nano. Or for the, yeah, I think that was, or the Anti. That's what it was. But it was Junkrat banned from Southwest Minnesota, by the way, in this one. So, very interesting choice on that ban. But Anti-Mauga, what a team play there from the Mountaineers. Took all four of them to bring them down, but it worked out well. Now WCU looking to try and find a way to keep pushing forward. Almost finding a second. That Mauga now back in action. That Mauga in the back line causing issues for WCU. Could fall again, but
Gets
they're going to
slow.
stay alive, and it's going to be a team kill now.
elimination.
Goodness gracious.
With a great push from on the payload now. To see WCU get back on their feet.
This is a tough place to end up for WCU. It's going to be this one last straight is where they have to defend. They're going to be getting flanked by that Pharah. That Reaper with Blossom is going to become a devastating problem if they're not careful. But Google trying to go for the back line, trying to get that Brigitte up. Can't quite get through the shield. WCU still could make something work here, but they have to have a lot happen for themselves. Oh my goodness. The hook attempt coming from Google trying to knock that Mauga off the cliff would have been fantastic. As now Spoon blocks off, trying to get people to start to push up and overextend with that Symmetra wall, but Toast and Spoon both falling. It's going to be the sidelining from Game Apple. But that AoE hit scan going to be a nightmare to try and process. As now we're in that the back half of this one. All that the Mustangs have to do is get that payload just around this corner down the straight. Reaper Blossom from I Just Exist though going to find Spoon, Toast, Snarky. Fate's going to find Google. Now it's all Game Apple here for just a moment.
Blasted back as we see Hyena with the push. And Hyena with the elimination on Game Apples.
And Toast opting to swap out, looking for the Moira. Trying to get through everybody. We're going to see the rally come out from Brigitte. And the Orbital from Game Apple will find Spades. Not enough time for Spades to get that Immo field out. So WCU just meters from the end, trying to fight to stay alive. Hyena, though, such a difficult tank to play against as WCU starting to fall slowly but surely. Now the Mountaineers staying alive, fighting for every last inch, but can't quite get back to the point in time off the respawns. And I think that something was maybe set up a little wrong there. Fate's Wrath going to be getting that play of the game. Took a step away as I think things were just fully set up wrong. So we'll be back in just a moment. Well, a little bit of confusion here, but a little funny, just to add into the difficulties, to say the least, of things happening tonight for WCU, but yeah, right now the Mountaineers trying to find a way to get back in.
This is not the end.
As we see a great start from WCU already. Google setting up for the great push. Now getting trapped inside of a room. Hyena putting the pressure on as a tank. Google taking him out. Great play by Toast and Google.
Well, a little bit of mania once again as we're trying to get everything set up for a multitude of things.
Minnesota not allowing WCU as they just start to escort the payload now. As you see Google go down by Hyena.
The Mountaineers having captured that first point, some great pressure from WCU. As Google looking to try and re-enter the fray, it's the rest of her team pushing forward. Man, this is some mania though.
Yeah.
Not having the comp queue set up is it's very bizarre to say the least. The Mountaineers really finding their I was gonna say they're really finding their stride as a whole, but it's a little tough with just a mountain of Mustangs to try and deal with there. And Toast trying to creep ahead, looking for line of sight, that pixel peak. Not able to find it. Now the Mountaineers resetting high. Try and start causing some more problems as best as they can. But no, the only real difference I'm seeing between these two rosters is I Just Exist swapping over to Symmetra, and then Google, or Snarky popping on over to Lucio once again. Spoon going to be, I think, or Spoon on that tack visor. And then it will be Google playing Reinhardt. Not something I'm used to really seeing Google play ever. But Spades falling off the edge. So now the Mustangs down both of their heals. As there's a little bit of overextension from Google who might, or who does get punished for it.
WCU getting very close to this straight now. Finding a great rhythm with 3 minutes left.
There's the beat from Snarky. And 3 minutes left just to get to that first checkpoint over this little cliff right at that door. But the Mountaineers really pushing forward well. But Google with the shatter coming out could find a lot of picks here. Oh, but gets stunned as as they charge in, trying to take out that Brigitte. Now the Mountaineers in a tough spot on this contest, but 2:11 left. As Toast just barely staying alive, and the Mustangs not going to chase down Toast.
I appreciate the support.
Also a little update for those who are able to tune in here, but not over on volleyball. The Mountaineers currently trailing New Mexico Highlands 21-25 in set 1, 12-15 in set number 2.
Western getting a little bit of a pushback as we see Spoon leading the convoy now. Apple's just not giving up. Trying to find does not exist. Great ult by Game Apples, trying to get a pick now. Unfortunately cannot. Eva getting low now. Less than 30 seconds left now as we see 3 eliminations now from Hyena. Google and Toast trying to get this payload across the bridge.
Very difficult situation for the Mountaineers as they really have to try and get something going. But not much time left. It's overtime. This is Final Fight territory. This could be the series, or the series could continue. It's all up to what the Mountaineers can find here. But with a couple falling off. Great boot from Snarky. But now no one's on the point. WCU unable to fight back and get their team kill. Will end this one. WCU just a little short. And a little bit messy to be sure tonight. But first time back for the Mountaineers in quite some time. So we'll see what all happens with them from here on out. But for now, with this play of the game, we're going to step away and take a little bit of a break. Just let the audio roll, as WCU Crimson will be up here in just a moment on twitch.tv/WCU Esports. Thank you all for watching. For now, my name is Sparky.
This is Pugsy.
And we'll take a second and be right back.